This video will provide an overview of the lessons for days 22 through 26. This week, your students will be completing their work on Task 2 and connecting their learning to the culminating task for this unit. Continuing the explain phase of the 5E model, students will create a model of ocean current circulation. Moving on to elaborate, students will combine that model with their previous model of atmospheric circulation in order to more fully explain why Rome and New York City experience different climates despite being located at the same latitude. Students will then apply their models to the region they selected for the final culminating project, giving them an opportunity to connect what they've learned to their own projects. Finally, they will evaluate their learning, the final E, by reflecting on their learning so far, making connections to the cross-cutting concepts of systems and system models, and generating new questions. Let's go through the key points from each day, starting with the lesson for day 22. Guide students toward creating their models by first reviewing the factors that influence oceanic and atmospheric circulation. Be sure to emphasize how sunlight and differences in temperature are both major drivers of atmospheric and oceanic circulation. To create their models in the student handout, students can use Google Drawings, a feature available through Google Docs. To access Google Drawing, first click where you want to put the drawing, then go to Insert, and then click Drawing, and then New. Students will then have a blank canvas they can use to create their models. You can add lines or shapes. There's also a freehand writing and drawing tool called Scribble, which is an option in the Line menu, so that students can annotate and draw freely. Rather than drawing everything from scratch, students may also want to add or annotate images or photos. By clicking the Images button, students will be able to upload images they already have on their device, or they can search for an image to use online. This allows students to easily insert images directly into their diagrams without having to copy and paste or upload. Platforms like Padlet or Flipgrid are great for students to share their models and give each other feedback. Padlet is basically a digital bulletin board online. Students can upload photos or screenshots of their models and add written explanation. Then other students can write comments on each other's posts. A major benefit of Padlet is that it's accessible from any device and students don't need accounts in order to access it. You can use Padlet for free, but it does limit the number of boards you can create. Flipgrid is a great tool for students to express their ideas through audio and video. They can create simple videos to show the models they've created and explain their ideas, plus add fun stickers and filters to their videos. To give feedback, other students can simply record responses to the videos their classmates have posted. The best thing about this is that it is completely free. You can easily log in with a Gmail or DOE credentials as a teacher, then click Create Topic to make a new topic for students to upload their videos to. After creating your topic, scroll down to see more settings. You can set the amount of time that students can use for their videos. You can also allow certain types of feedback and comments, videos, texts, or both. And if you turn on topic moderation, then that means you'll be able to review videos before students can post them. If you click more options, you'll see more options like letting students like each other's videos or see the view count of how many people have watched their video. Sticky notes toggled on means that students can write a script for themselves that will be visible to them, but not to their audience. To actually allow students to record their videos and post them to your topic, you'll want to add them by using the domain name for your school with student email. Both Padlet and Flipgrid are free for basic use and fairly easy to use. They each have good help and FAQ sections as well. I recommend using Padlet for students to share images and writing, and Flipgrid for a more interactive or audio-visual approach instead. In the following lesson on day 23, students will apply their models of atmospheric and oceanic circulation to create a final model and explanation of why Rome and New York City have very different climates despite being located at the same latitude. Be sure to review with students the criteria for their models, found on slide 17 of the lesson slide deck, as well as on page 14 of the student handout. Students should use words, arrows, and drawings to create their models, which can be done with or without technology. There is also a list of required vocabulary. An easy way to collect student work is by using Google Forms. By creating a new Google form, creating a new question, and then choosing the File Upload question type, students can upload and attach their work, and Google Forms will keep and organize their responses for you. On day 24, review the interactive bulletin board, focusing on the sentence prompts that students can use to create their models and explanations. Give students time to add to the class concept map before they continue working on and submitting their final models. The objective on day 25 is for students to connect their learning to the culminating project for the unit. So far, students have created models of atmospheric and oceanic circulation to explain the differences in climate between New York City and Rome. Now, they should apply those models to the extreme climate region they've already chosen for the culminating project. They should write and draw their explanations on page 3 of the project organizer. Finally, this week, on day 26, be sure to give students a chance to reflect on what they've done and what they've learned. The reflection questions for students to consider are on page 16 of the student handout. These questions ask students to reflect on their own understanding as well as draw connections to the cross-cutting concepts of systems and systems models. They should also generate new questions. After giving students time to think independently, conduct a whole class discussion so students can share their answers for question 2. Where did students see examples of systems and systems models in this task? Then, give students an opportunity to share the questions they still have. These questions are a great way to gauge students' understanding of the connections between oceanic and atmospheric circulation and climate around the world. Their questions can also serve as a guide for later review or as a great segue to the next topic. Remember, each slide deck comes with a cover slide with links to Google Docs and other resources. The 10 or so slides after that provide helpful content background information, suggestions for teaching synchronously or asynchronously, language development supports, and supports for ELs and students with disabilities. Those are the major tasks and key points for this week as students wrap up Task 2, Oceans and Atmosphere.